How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Type QQ Gaming channel, and welcome back to some more Touhou 16 Hidden Star in 4 seasons. We're on normal mode now. And, yeah, ouch. We're on normal mode now. And I wouldn't necessarily say, that we did horrible. We did do bad. We didn't do horrible. But there's certainly some patterns, bullet patterns that we're gonna, have to get more familiar with, have some more experience doing, because we do get kind of beat up quite a lot in this run. But first, I'm kind of two worlds, two minds right now. I'm very happy to beat it on easy mode. 1cc on easy mode, and that's kind of the sort of shitty thing about like the choice I've made about not doing commentary on a 1cc mode. I don't necessarily get to share my opinion of the game after I beat it, and how let's lack for a better word, how happy I am after beating it. Even if it is just on easy mode, it's a good feeling. It's usually a fist bump in the air or a clap or a smile. It's a good feeling, regardless of modes, regardless of game. I think any sort of gamer can kind of relate to like good. I did a good thing. Work paid off. I think especially it was a risk because I had got so far with Cherno or Cherno, I forget her name, and then came back to the Shrine Girl, Reimu, and I was like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't, but it really turned out pretty well, and not just beat the game with with the skin of our teeth, but we did have some good. We had a few lives left as well, so that was pretty dominant, I think. However, now we're I think generally where we should be on most games in normal mode. But here's our first real attempt. I think with, this is officially our second go, yeah, we really could play a lot better. I mean, granted, this video was made and recorded shortly after we 1cc'd the last game, on easy mode. I thought maybe where it was fresh, we can kind of just upgrade, not necessarily upgrade, but jump on the next difficulty and see how well we do. Where it was so fresh, but not really the results I really wanted. But maybe I think we were just maybe mentally spent, I suppose. Sometimes I do play these games rather early in the morning, so maybe not at my most peak time of mental performance, I suppose, or energy for that matter. But there's something I do want to say about the release function. I think maybe if you noticed it on the 1cc easy mode run, is that I used it quite a lot, and in this mode I use it quite a lot as well. I feel I had made this point playing the Neko Navy game, where I explained that if you understand how the bonus point mechanics work and how you can get them by using your bomb, you can score a lot of lives and a lot of points. And it almost seems like more the higher the difficulty it is. Let me just explain the mechanics of Neko Navy real quick, so I can because I feel they're similar to this game as well. In Neko Navy, you can pick up like pickups, of little blue cats, much like these sort of leaves here in this game. As you pick those up, your bomb gauge fills, and once your bomb gauge is filled, you can fire it off. So you have unlimited bombs as long as you're picking up these little icons that enemy drops. Enemies destroyed and enemy bullets touched by your bomb turn into like super high bonus points. You get like 1,000,000 points. You get an extends. So really, it's you find out real quick, especially when you're out of easy mode, that you want to wait until the screen is full of bullets, hit your bomb, and then you've turned everything on the screen into bonus points and like a free man. So as you're climbing up difficulty, you're not necessarily finding more difficult things. You just have to learn, okay, where are these giant waves of attacks, so I can drop a bomb on them, and then kind of not only defeat that area, but also get a large payout in process. And I'm kind of feeling that's kind of the same way with the release gauge here as well, is that I don't think more bullets in later higher difficulties are are the proper counter to a release gauge. I think the release gauge in particular is probably one of the, the strongest tools the player has, because you can get it so frequently, and you can kind of stand there, play chicken with like a boss or an enemy, say, go ahead, shoot all your bullets right directly at me, and you can punish them for it. And in higher difficulties, that's just going to mean higher, that's going to be more bullets, and in higher concentration. Coupled with the fact that they give you such a generous amount of bombs, yeah, it's. I don't. You can see I'm kind of like already spamming this stuff. Just like, yeah, man, if you want to just keep shooting bullets at me, I won't even bother dodging. I'll just pick them all up and convert them into points. Because as you can tell, as you use your release gauge, things that are touched, bullets that are touched, also turn into leaves as well. So there's really no drawback to just spamming your release when it's available. I mean, granted, yeah, there are times that you would want to use it more than others. Like, these attacks are, rather large and won't give you as many points as, smaller bullets and higher concentration. However, it's like, you really can't do any wrong. It's not the most rarest resource in this game. It's to the point where you see some runs that are like, this is a 1cc on Lunatic, also no release. It's to that point where it's kind of like, yeah, this is kind of a pretty brutally easy, or not, or rather, it's a function that's makes things a bit too easy for the player. Yeah, like that sort of, those bullets are kind of pulled in. And if this is your first video into Touhou 16, what I'm talking about with this release is that bar down on the bottom that's picked up by the leaves, and then when you cancel out bullets, or when bullets hit your sort of release orb that you release, when you release it, Jesus Christ, take a shot every time I say release, huh? It adds to your multiplier, that sort of blue score on the side of the right there. So every time you pick up a sort of blue pickup that matches that icon on the right, that's the score you're going to get. So every time you release, every time you pick up bullets, you're going to get more points. And as you can see above that, with the purple area with the hearts, the more points you pick up, the more men you have, more extends you have. Because there ain't no men in this game, or any of these games. But yeah. So the more extends you do against the more bullets, the more lives you have. And I would imagine, in higher difficulties, you're going to get more extends. So the question really is like, are the higher difficulties really higher difficulties? You kind of have to shackle yourself by saying, okay, I'm not going to hit the C button. I might not even hit a bomb. I got to do this as hardcore as possible, because it's kind of, these built-in mechanics are like, Jesus Christ, like how much challenge is this game really like going to provide me? And I have to admit, playing easy mode, as much as I was happy with like beating it, there is an appeal to games like Perfect Cherry Blossom, Imperishable Night, and Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, that I was like, I've never been able to beat these guys on normal difficulty, 1cc. And as much as I like these games, that's the legend has it. They've eluded me in their difficulty. Like I'm not so sure this game can really say the same. Granted, we do not do good here, but I would say between normal and easy mode, the difficulty isn't that increased. I don't feel it's. Here we are with 6 lives right now at this point. I mean, granted, this game is going to find a good way of ripping them all from us and sending us to our grave. For the void, she is eternal. But, yeah, there's a lot of mechanics that's kind of like, that really play into the player's behalf. This godforsaken snaky worm shit never gave me so much issue, but it's really like it's really become the bane of my existence at this point, and I have no idea why. It's just that sort of like so. So she was able to kill us a couple times there. I'm not sure why. I was just stupid. I'm stupid, I guess, and just could not wrap my head around it for a moment in time. But here we are, just like eating up bullets. And it's like, this is gonna look good too. Yummy. You know, it almost transforms from like a bullet hell to a bullet buffet. You know. Turn up the game volume here a little bit. It seems a little low. I do like these stages here. This stage, and I think following stages do have these sort of enemy waves that are pretty challenging and kind of clutter up the screen. And I think is really the first sort of challenge. Challenge cap. Challenge cap. What the fuck am I saying? It's like the first, like incline, I suppose, of real challenge. Spike in difficulty. I don't know what the fucking phrase I'm saying. Jesus Christ. Pretty poor dodge. I think that's our first like real trash dodge. Like what the hell are you thinking? But I'm certainly guilty of trying to pull my power back up to 4. I've seen a lot of really good streamers and YouTubers play this game, and it's funny to see how little they regard, and this makes perfect sense, how they regard some of the pickups. You know, for them dodging is of utmost importance, and sometimes avatar placement, putting yourself in a position that's not that you want to be, and you're just kind of like fuck the items. I'll get the items when I can get the items. Where I am like, oh shit, there's a ton of items on the screen. I need to dash to the top of the screen and pick them all up. And we've seen it a bazillion times where it's cost me like some really stupid deaths, or bombs for that matter as well, So maybe that's something I need to think about moving forward. Is just kind of like, listen, sometimes things are going to fall off the screen and it's okay, Yeah, kind of like a bad release there just to pick up those items. But we are at top maximum strength now. And really climbing up on that 40 mil extends as well. Probably my least favorite fight in this game here, only because, she has some of the attacks that confound me the most at this time. However, we do have some nice. We have 3 release gauges and 2 bombs. And those releases are really sticking around as much more than I first suspected as well, because we're always picking up those green leaves. Not the hardest pattern here. You can kind of see the wave of it, and but I'm picking up some extra points with release there, just all the same. However, maybe should have saved it for this, because I absolutely hated this. And actually, those purple shots were actually kind of a surprise. Like, oh shit, okay, that's different. Yeah. Again, this sort of remix on the last pattern, not the most treacherous thing ever. You can kind of, you know, you can kind of feel the wave of it and just kind of stick around. And here we are at our final stage. Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things where the release mechanic is too strong for this to be any of a challenge. You know, you're right there firing her, picking up leaves, and then you're extending on the attacks that give you leaves, and you know, you're almost in a safe zone right in front of her, just firing at her. But we're certainly getting at the near the end of the game when enemies just appear and just fire a cluster of death at you. However, I feel that these parts as well are like perfect for using your release gauge and picking up a ton of points. Probably should have used it there, to be completely honest. Kind of foolish to let ourselves die for no reason. Probably the worst dodge of the game there. And kind of using my strategy from the easy mode to kind of hover on the top of the screen to avoid those, only to find that they do kind of swarm up and attack you in this mode, which makes sense. But we are sitting at our final life. 1 bomb, 2 releasables. Well, in fact, never mind, we're dead. But yeah, very disappointing. Not really what I wanted to experience for our first time. But it is what it is, you got to start somewhere to get better, and that's what we did. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and we'll come back and we'll play some more.